Hey, welcome everybody. Tuesday training. And today is the last one of the month. It's March 28th. And today we bring to you Mr. Dan Rojas with a topic that is really important, which is the law of attraction, how to attract those good things. Dan, I can't wait to hear your presentation because I know it's not only about attracting people to our business, but attracting all the good things in life that we want. And it is just such a good topic, Dan. So can't wait to start. Let's hear it. Let's give Mr. Dan Rojas a big applause or a heart or anything, that a little shake of hands, which looks really good for him. Very good. Thank you. Dan, you have the mic.
Well, hello, everyone. Good evening. Again, like Claudia said, my name is Dan Rojas. For those who are listening for the first time here, I am in Florida, and I have the pleasure to be part of this team for a little while now. I enjoy being with you guys, and Claudia, thank you for helping us out with the meeting and always be willing to serve. So, yep, we're talking tonight about the law of attraction, and we've been on a topic of branding, so I decided that I thought that bringing the law of attraction within branding is really, really important, because branding is actually your identity, for your business, for your organization. So I'm going to share my screen here. I'm going to start sharing right now, and you guys let me know if you see it. Give me one quick second. Here we go. There you go. Hey, can everybody see it?
We can see it. Go ahead.
Good. So the law of attraction, when I heard this for the first time, I heard from Bob Proctor, and he takes a very scientific approach to it. He starts talking about the vibration, and that every molecule in your body vibrates, and therefore, it affects everything around you. And that's a scientific approach. We can also take another approach and go with like faith, and say, yes, that we, by thinking about different things, by believing different things, we bring some things to life. And we know that faith is the seeing things that we have not seen as they're already done. So we can talk about faith, and we can say that, but we're talking about this from the standpoint of branding and business. And I thought that this is a really, really good training to do. So if branding is the creation of the unique identity and personality of your organization that distinguishes and separate you from everybody else, then I think it makes total sense to include a conversation about the universal law of attraction, or as John Maxwell called it, the law of magnetism. And it simply say that you are what you attract, or you attract what you are. And that's simply what the law says. It's something that we listen to all the time. But one of the points that I found very interesting was that I found something to say that people prefer to spend time with others based on their personalities, or the way they talk, or their sense of humor, or different traits that we have within us that make people be attracted to us with the same traits. We've seen this from the very beginning of our ages. When we go to school, we tend to cling to different groups of, maybe the same background. We grew up in the same place. Maybe we like the same thing based on sports or different things. And we carry that through our lives. Another thing I found very interesting was a study that constantly demonstrated that how customers feel about a company or a product, it has a greater impact in whether they buy or not. And this is because most people are buying based on emotions. So when somebody look for a product to buy, let's just say, in my case, I look for something that is going to add value to me. And that's because I'm a person that I like to add value to someone else. In other cases, people look for a company that is, for example, if they're Hispanic, they want to buy from someone that's Hispanic, and different things like that. All right. So who you are is who you attract. This is basically the core of this law. this universal law literally influences every area of our life, and it's constantly at work. You know, in our careers, in my case, when I was looking for a job, and I started my job search, I was looking for a company, my professional career as a designer, I was looking for a company that share my values, that share the same traits that I have. And boy, was I in a shock. You know, I'm looking for an interior design job with in an industry that is very dominated by the media, and I found myself in a hard place trying to do that. But it was great. It was one of the greatest experiences of my life, and I was able to do what I do for a long time. And I still love doing design. Um, Another thing is we look for when I was looking for a church. In my case, when I was looking for a church, I would look for a church that would share the same vision that I have spiritually, which is a vision of service. I love missions, so a church that would be dedicated to missions. Um, and if you look closely, your circle of friends, you know, your 5 main friends, a lot of them, or I wouldn't say all of them, will have some traits that you have. They share common things like, for example, background. They share common things like things that you like. Maybe you have a group of friends that like to eat and go and try different food, like foodies, so things like that. And this is just part of how we were created. This is a lot of the things is culturally, but it's also that we gravitate naturally to these people. And in that way, in the same way, we attract that kind of people. And I'm going to explain a little bit how to literally attract these people, or how to this, you know, we can translate this into our business. So here's some key areas of the law of attraction, and here is how we can apply this into our business, into our prospecting, into our network marketing industry. Because within branding, you know, again, you have to have a specific identity. You have to have a specific mission. You have to make sure that you know your target market, so you can attract those people. And in doing so, a lot of times you identify different things. So one of the areas is the area of your mission. You got to have a mission. In a lot of cases, when you have a mission and you put your mission out so everybody can know it, it helps you identify those leaders who are willing to take on the challenges, who are willing to do whatever it takes to make it happen, and are absolutely committed to your mission, to your business, and to the things you want to do. In the same way, it also repels the people that are not committed to that. So in a lot of cases, it helps you redefine or pinpoint what your leaders are going to be and what are those things that you want to start building on. The second one is priorities. Whatever your priorities are, and whatever the priorities that the leaders need to have, it's the kind of priorities your prospect are going to have. So that simply says is that when you prioritize in your business and people see what you're doing, those are the kind of people that you're going to be attracting. So quick example, and let's talk about social media, because this is where we've been talking about. We've been trying to put our business through social media and things like that. So in my case, I am a fitness avid. I love to work out. So I learned that if I start posting videos about me in the beach, you know, having fun and walking, it doesn't have the same effect because people don't know me by that. Now, when I start posting videos, when I start posting reels that have things about workout, that have me working out, or they have some kind of education about eating habits and stuff like that, it boosts my media presence because people look for that stuff. Because number one, that's who I am. And number two, I'm targeting those kind of people. Number three is your age. So like I said before, this is something that happens very early in our life. We tend to gravitate from, with groups that are from our age group. In my case, um, it's hard for me to, not hard, but in order for me to gravitate to the younger crowd, I have to make a conscious effort to do it. I have to make sure that I do it, because naturally I gravitate from to people that are my own age group, and I look for those people because I know that these people are, number one, business savvy, and not that I don't believe in the younger crowd, but this is what I've known, and this is what it's been engraved in me for a long, long time. So those are kind of things that naturally attract people to you when you actually have it within you. And I'm going to give you a quick challenge before I continue. So, and everybody, if one of you can answer this question, it'll be great. I like it to be interactive. I like it to be um, uh, not just me talking, because I don't know it all. So I'm going to post a question, and then if somebody can answer this question, then I can continue on. So, quick exercise. Think about the top 3 qualities of your perfect prospect. And when you have those 3 qualities, either raise your hand and say them out loud. Do you have it? Anyone want to share? Okay. Wants to share. So in my case, I'm a person that like to add value to people. I'm a person that,
Dan, can you turn the phone to the other side, please?
there you go. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. So in my case, I'm a person that like to add value to people. I love leadership. I think that it's, in order to have a good effect in people or in the future uh, generation, you have to be a good leader. And I'm a person of service. So when I look for a leader, I look for those 3 qualities, because that's the person I want to attract. And I know that I have those qualities. What I cannot do is say, I want a person that it is, for example, let me see how I put it. I want a person that is gonna be um quiet, because I'm not a quiet person, reserved. Or I want a person that is, and not that those are negative, but it's not who I am. So if you wrote those 3 qualities, make sure that you possess those 3 qualities. And if you don't possess those 3 qualities, make sure that you start learning how to um, add them into you, or how to become those 3. Because again, you are what you attract what you are. So if you are a person of high energy, that's the people that you're going to bring. If you are a person that is a person of a service, like I am, that's the people that you are going to attract. If you are a person of leadership and you like leadership, that's the people that you are going to attract. And it just worked like that. One of the ways that I found during my research for this was that this law of attraction. It's all about mindset. So whatever you put into you in your mind, if you wake up in the morning and you say, I'm going to have a great day, and you're positive, you're likely to have a great day and continue to have that kind of day, because you started that day. That's why, as Christians, we say, you pray in the morning because you prepare yourself. That's why a lot of people that work out, and not in my case because I work at 4 o'clock in the morning, but if I have the option to do it, I'll be going to the gym early in the morning, because it helps your body get in better shape to have a better day. Um, so this law, it affects everything, and everything that you think of, it actually have an effect and could eventually materialize, because this is how it works. The other key is your values. So your values are going to determine the kind of people you attract in your organization. For example, I value highly adding value to others. Therefore, I naturally look for people to seek to add and take others into higher levels. That's what I was just explaining. The other one will be your background. So your background is whether it's in the place you grew up, or you're original from, or your education, or maybe your background in business. We tend to attract people that share the same commonalities with our backgrounds. The other one is attitude. And this is everything. Attitude is everything. I can't stress enough how important it is to have a good attitude, because when you have a good attitude, if you notice, this is contagious. Attitude is very contagious. A lot of people have an attitude of service. A lot of people have an attitude of being, bubbly. I know a lot of people in my workplace that are people that have this kind of attitude where whatever, and that actually affect the people around. I've been in places where there's someone who says something, and all of a sudden it just clicks and everybody goes down. So then the leader in the group actually tried to start picking it up. This is because everything that we say, everything, it comes from within us, and everything that we do come from within us. And that, when it materializes, it starts affecting our surrounding. It starts affecting the things we do, and it starts affecting our brand, which is one of the things that we wanted to talk about. And going back to branding, I found out this little method. It says, so how do we create a brand that evokes the right personality and emotional connection in our business, in our organization? So allow me to introduce to you the FIRE method. This is 4 simple steps to building and shaping your personal brand. And before I go on, I want to say this portion I actually got from the internet. So this training has been all based on things that I researched, and things that I read in a book. This is not all me. This is things that I learned in the past. Most of it is from John Maxwell. I'm a big John Maxwell fan, and I love his teachings, and I follow him. So this is a lot of it is from John Maxwell. Some of the things are things that I researched, some of the things that I read. So going back to the method of FIRE, so we're going to do an acronym to it. And the first letter is the F, and it says find. So find your brand spark. And that is the most unique attribute of your message or your product or the services that you do. So what that means is you're going to find what is unique about you. And then once you find that, you start to explore it, and you start digging into it, and you start finding out things about that attribute. And then you communicate that. And before you know it, it becomes part of you. It becomes what you do. It becomes something that people are going to notice about you. And that way you're going to start attracting people that have the same attribute. The second one is identify. So here is your target market. This is who you want to attract. Again, talking about the law of attraction. So you're going to find out the person that you want to bring into your business. You're going to find out, you're going to identify that. You're going to define what is it that you want that your organization looks like. Because it's going to help you in ways that you can never imagine. It'll take a lot of headaches away, and it'll help you grow faster. And if we talk about social media presence, you have a bigger social media presence because you have already defined that part, which is one of the most important things. The R is for realize. So realize your core belief. This is a statement about the important role that you will be playing in your target market's world, and what kind of value can you bring to the table. Basically what Dave says, the WIFM or WIIFM, what's in it for me, this is what it is. People want to know what's in it for me. And that's something that you're going to determine, you're going to realize. And once you determine that, then you can actually redefine your brand, your personal brand, and you can start attacking your directing your business in a better direction. The fourth one is established. So you are going to let me find this word, define additive. So not additive, I'm sorry, adjective. So find 5 or 6 adjectives that describe your personality, that describe your brand, that you want it to look like. And once you define those 5, then you're going to start targeting those areas. And once you do that, you start defining, for example, I describe my organization as an organization of service. I can say any kind of adjective. So I can say we are the best, just to say an adjective. And that starts to materialize in you. The more you do it, the more you become it. And the quicker you're going to start realizing that these things are the things that are going to make your personal brand define and personalized to you, because this is what it is. Personal brand is your identity. Your personal brand is what you are, what you become. And the way we use the law of attraction within all this is, we make sure that our business is part of our identity. Then we can start to convey that message through whatever medium you want, whether it's social media, whether it's through Zoom, Facebook, Instagram, whatever you like it to be. A lot of the times we can do that one-on-one. I am still a big fan of one-on-one business, although I love social media because I'm in Florida. We have someone here from Arkansas, from Malaysia. You're in Canada, Claudia. And we're all over the world. So yes, I'm a big fan of this, but I still believe that nothing beats that one-on-one interaction with people, where people can actually feel your energy. And I think that's very important. So once you fired up your brand, choosing the remaining elements to convey your personality, the personality you want to be associated with, it becomes easier. It becomes less subjective. It becomes something that you just do. Because once you redefine that, all you need to do is then you need to start deciding what your content is going to look like, what your message is going to look like, which is in terms of our business, in terms of our company, we already have a message. We already have a common thing that we want to express to people, whether it's through our products, we talk about the molecule. If it's about the business, we talk about financial freedom. In our case, I know you're looking at fitness too, Claudia. If it's about fitness, then we'll talk about health, and we talk about our products for the Transform line and things like that. So this is basically all encompassing, branding. And when we talk about, branding within the law of attraction, it's even more important because, as I expressed before, if you want to attract the kind of people you want to attract, we got to make sure that we're becoming that before, because you cannot give what you don't have. And that's just a basic principle of life. So I didn't want to make it long because I know that people might have some questions. this is the end of my short presentation. I think that it's a little bit more important to ask the questions and do a little Q&A. So if anybody wants to ask the questions and anybody has something to add, please let me know and we can answer any questions.
Dan, that was a fantastic presentation. I love it. And I love that sentence that you're finishing with, because remember to dream big, and if you can dream it, you can do it.
That's right. I live by that.
It is. So I admire Dan a lot. He talks, and God bless him. He's actually such a great example, because when I met Dan, I thought he was like 20, and now he's like a dad of older kids, and I'm like, wow, this is how grandparents should look. So I was always just really, really kudos to that, because that's what he attracts. He attracts people, and that's one of the things I do admire about Dan, that are into fitness, that want longevity, because this is one of the things we preach in this company, or in this environment, and for life, which is longevity. But longevity is Dan. Longevity is, I want to feel good, look good, and I work hard for it. I'm disciplined. I always say somebody that is his age, I don't want to say his age unless but I'm telling you, he's got older kids. And so that requires discipline. And so he will attract disciplined people. He will attract people that knows that he's going to wake up in the morning and he's going to get the job done. Because like I always say, you don't have a body like Dan at the age that Dan has if you don't wake up in the morning and get the job done. And if he does it with exercise, he can do it with anything. So I love that you were actually touching on this subject. And I do want to open up the mic for anyone that wants to put their 5 cents into this topic. I have more to say, but I want to give some opportunity for somebody to comment on this. Anybody? Before I go, I think Betty's getting ready to take off her mic. I don't know. She's pressing hard. Okay. So Dan, one of the things that she's sending you love. She's sending you love. I don't know if you're seeing the full screen with everyone, but I do. So I'm sure Mr. Manuel Mercado has something to say, but I'm going to tell you guys something. Dan is so right. Like, what kind of people you want to attract? Very early in my For Life career, I knew exactly why I had joined For Life. And this is why I knew the kind of people, or the niche market that we call, that you want to attract. And I'm happy because that is the market I attract. I was a mom at 39, which meant I was doing For Life because I wanted to keep myself young with the products, but I also wanted to make money from home, creating income. And so my niche market is and has been moms with children under 18 that want to stay home, that want to stay fit, and that want to have healthy lives, creating the incomes from home while they see their kids grow. And I made sure that that was my commitment to me, to what I was going to do throughout For Life. And that's what I've done. And a lot of you that know me for a while know that now Mateo's 11. I started For Life when he was 2, and now I started For Life when my sister Adriana introduced it to me a long time ago, but seriously 2015. Mateo was 3 years old then. And that's what I've attracted. I just came today. We were opening the room, and I was with my new leader here in Fort Erie, who we met because we're both moms with small kids. Why did she sign up? I said, listen, do you really want to go work in something where you're going to stay away from your kids? Because I have something for you. Now she sees me, she sees my Facebook, she sees them working out with my kid and, having fun and enjoying it. And then she also sees that I'm committed to my meetings. I'm like, I got to go, I got to have a meeting. She's like, I want to have what you have. So it's very nice to have that message clear out there, and that it's congruent. Now, you can't be saying something and then putting something else in your Facebook. So you can't be saying you're fit and healthy and then, just show how much you're eating. Or like me, I just showed 2 weeks of a lot of eating, but now I'm going into a commitment. I'm going into a sugar fast, a detox, and, just work that angle again, which I definitely needed. So again, it doesn't mean that you cannot gain a little bit of weight, but like Anna has a great example of Instagram. She's consistent, she's working out, she's always talking to people about health and pro TF. And so you have to be consistent in what you talk when you're live with people around your town, your neighborhood, your work, and then go see your social media and not show what you've been preaching. And so that's my law of attraction, which is you're attracting what you want to be, but you're attracting who wants to be like you. So that's where the influencer part comes in, which is like, who are you influencing? It's starting with your family, right? Like, who are you influencing? Who's watching you? So that was great. Yep, JT, be true to yourself. That's exactly, don't fake it. It's not fake it until you make it. I tell people, hey, I don't have the check that I want, but I can tell you something. And people know it. My kid, he just got a special classroom, or he got chosen as probably something we call, it's a little odd, the name, but it's called gifted, which means he gets pulled out of his classroom twice a month into a gifted program because he's above average from his classroom. And I'm like, thank you for life. Yay. And so I make sure that people know that it's for life that has given me this. Is what I've been preaching. I want to stay home with the kid. Now my kid gets put into a gifted program, 1+1, right? So I tell people, this is thanks that I'm staying home because I have a business that I run from home. And so I'm really proud of that. So what else? Let's see, Mr. Manuel, what about you? What do you think about this conversation for tonight? Oh, let me allow people to take off their mics. I muted everybody. There we go.
I can't talk.
Yes, you can. You can talk now.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yo, you muted yourself now, but you can take off your mic now. Everybody can take off their mics on their own. There we go.
All right. Loud and clear?
Loud and clear.
Very good.
Hey, I just want to say I did enjoy the presentation, Dan. I've been assisting to these meetings kind of frequently, and I do enjoy every one of them. And tonight could not be the exception. It was very much informative. Claudia, your kid is gifted. I've been in the educational system for quite a few years, and those is for life and your genes. I mean, you cannot move the mom aside or the dad. They go together.
That's right.
So, but anyway, there's not much I can say. I've been very kind of like unstable for the past 4 years that when I joined For Life, but now I'm very stable and looking for my market. And for me, like anything goes. If they hungry and they have the vision, I go for that person, and that person. The only thing I'm looking for is leadership and loyalty.
Awesome.
Maintain that vision up to the end. That like we got to pull together. So
hopefully this added a little bit, and then helps you out a little bit with your business and the things that you want to do.
Definitely the fire acronym. Yes, I identify with that. And again, you did mention a very key word, which is leadership. We got to show that. Otherwise, we're not going to make our business grow.
That's right.
I put my 5 cents in, Claudia.
I agree with you, Manuel. That leadership part, we need to show it's starting with our own homes that we're leading a tight ship. If we can't lead at home, if we can't lead in our community, if we cannot serve at our church and be leaders at our church, then we're not congruent, and people are watching all the time. So sometimes I think we don't allow ourselves to honor our own talents and gifts that God has given us. And so this is where we need to get together like we do now and talk about the greatness that we do have. So I do want to like honor each one of you for giving yourself this time for your business, for learning from this great presenter, Dan Rojas, who took the time to create that beautiful PowerPoint for us. And yes, Dan, that fire, that I loved it. And Manuel, you hit right on track, which is we need to believe first that we are leaders. People are not going to follow. So we want to be leaders, but how can we be leaders when we ourselves do not believe we can? So wake up in the morning and say, I am a leader, I am a leader, I am a leader. Repeat it to yourself, because if you're not sending that signal to your brain, how do you expect people to attract to you if you're
Right.
not believing it?
So one of the things that I did to prepare for this was I watched a movie called The Secret, which is, I believe Bob Proctor is in the movie. And if you watch that movie, it's all about the law of attraction, but it talks a lot in depth about the mind and how the mind plays into all this. So if you have time, either through YouTube or it's in the different platforms like Tubi, take the time and watch that movie because it's an amazing movie about this whole thing.
I love it, Dan. I read the book a while back. I never watched the movie, but you're right. I think that my challenge to every single one of you, the 11 people plus Dan and me makes 13, is that we watch The Secret. So I hope that by next week, just closing this social media month that we had for you on branding, not only social media, we did branding for product, branding yourself, branding as a leader. What a great 4 weeks of training we have had. And so we have a whole month coming, and I actually don't have our presenter for tomorrow, Dan. Who is presenting tomorrow? Give me a second.
I really don't know. I think Omar?
So let's get back on the group, and I will post it tonight. I think we have it. I just didn't have it ready, and I apologize for that. But I do want to remind everybody that every Wednesday, rain or shine, we're going to be here with a business opportunity presentation. And you know what? It doesn't really matter who it is. When we have chosen who it is, it's already a perfectly qualified person to do it. So I think it is Omar. And so what we want is your commitment to bring those three. Bring those three that you are ready to offer the gift of for lifetime health and freedom and service. And it will happen because we have a beautiful opportunity with a beautiful presentation. So Mr. Manuel, you have the word.
The last thing I gotta say is you gotta be aligned spiritually with God, whichever or whatever way you call it. You gotta be spiritually aligned with Him. If you do that, everything's gonna fall in place. Okay,
That's right.
That's my 5 cents.
You know what, Manuel? I want to finish with that. I'm going to give you everybody just 2 minutes of inspiration that I received. And most of us, I believe, except Avis, speak Spanish. And so Avis, I don't think they'll do it in English, but I just want to invite everybody to find, it'll eventually pop out in either Juan Vargas or Juan Rosado or Herminio. I don't know in which, social media, but to listen to the Platinum Bermudez, which I just came from Colombia from the For Life Convention. Mm-hmm. And Mr. Bermudez or Pastor Bermudez, he's 97. And that was the takeaway. I told my sister, Adrienne, I said to her, I really do believe, Manuel, that they're one of the fastest growing teams right now. Mr. Bermudez and his wife just made gold elite. And he's 97. I didn't even know he was 97. So he goes on stage and talks like he's 70. And he's like, wow. But one thing I didn't know about that whole team, and actually they said, where is the Bermudez team? And I think it was like, I'm not exaggerating, at least 1/5 of the whole convention was their team. And I was like, wow, because they're fired up. There was over 200 titles that they made in the last few months to make that gold elite. they were telling me that there was over 200 titles that were like, you know, that when that people got titled. My takeaway was that they truly, why are they growing? And this comes from one of their leaders, their goal that I got to be with. She says, they believe and thank you, Sonia. They truly believe. This is why they're growing. They truly, in their hearts, believe. And this was the message that they received. That God told their leader, pastor, that For Life was the gift to humanity for prosperity.
Huh?
And they believe it so much that they have churches complete where all the people in the church own a car and have paid for it through For Life. They have tithes that they are committing in completely 100% to giving back to the church from their For Life earnings that have paid for buildings, for churches that are rising from For Life tithes. And this team is so committed that For Life is the gift. And so when she said to me, I said, I want a title, you know, I want to get everything from you. And she said, you will reach title when you accept that For Life is the gift that someone gave to you for your prosperity. And so I talked about my sister because she's the one that gave me this gift. And she said, when you start believing, you will advance rank. When you believe that this is a God gift brought to your home for prosperity. And when you start preaching that this is the gift that God has given us for prosperity because he spoke it, then you will rank advance. And I was so touched by that message. So I just wanted to do that, Manuel, because you actually kind of got me going with that message, because I said, I choose to believe that this is God's gift for everyone in this room for prosperity. So it's amazing. I love it. So thank you, everybody. Especially, I always like to honor Luis when he comes in, because Luis is 2 a.m. in England or UK or, you know, Europe,
Wow.
wherever he is. So Luis Gonzalez, commitment and leadership, man. This guy, he wakes up sometimes just to be here with us. So Luis, go for it. You know, let's get going and let's keep growing, everybody. And we will see you tomorrow, BOP, different Zoom room. Don't forget, different Zoom room, but same time, bring 3 that you want to give that gift of prosperity, but believe it, because it is. For Life is the gift of prosperity. Thank you, my sister Adriana, for giving me this gift. Dan, thank you for your commitment to the team, and we love you all. Have a great night. Bye-bye. And you can say bye-bye to Dan. Please take off those mics and say goodbye to each other.
Good night, everyone. Thank you for your time.
Everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye,
Good
guys.
night.
Everybody.
Bye.
God bless.
God bless you. Bye.
Bye.
Good night. Bye.
Tomorrow.